The will of the greatest creator is reflected in the laws and rules of nature. Xiefeng, May 192015. Translated by Transin and edited by Care. Tao is the integration of all the rules and laws of the universe and is the consciousness of the greatest creator. Therefore, the will of the greatest creator is reflected in the laws and rules of nature. If our thoughts, words, and deeds comply with the laws and rules of nature, then we will be rewarded by the greatest creator. But if they are against them, then we will be punished. Ultimate Tao cannot be reached by active pursuit. There is no way to get rewards from the greatest creator by wishing for them, no matter who you are, how pious you are, nor how much you emotionally love the greatest creator. When you go against the laws and rules of nature, you will be punished. For instance, regardless how many joss sticks we burn or how many times we kowtow in a temple, if we drink poison, we will surely die. This is the only way that things work. Merits and mistakes do not offset each other. A merit is a merit and mistake is a mistake. We will be rewarded for our merits and punished for our mistakes. No matter what great merits we have, as long as we make mistakes, even slight ones, we will be punished for them. That is to say, even if we perform 10,000 good deeds, we will still be punished for doing one bad thing. The greatest creator will not ignore a single bad thing no matter how many good things we do. So, we all suffer from illness and mishaps, be it the Pope, the hierarch, the master, the emperor, the devout disciple, or the lay person. Even a messenger of the greatest creator would not be given special grace by which to escape from the due punishment. Just do not assume that you will be saved from the consequences of your mistakes by following the greatest creator and taking his way. Therefore, the most difficult thing is to ascend to a higher space of life by self-refinery and self-improvement because it is rigorous, meticulous, precise, and non-emotional. For instance, if the standard for a mortal to ascend to immortality is 100 points, then 99 points would never be enough. It is just like the 81 hardships experienced by Monk Tang. Not one single hardship could be missed in order for him to succeed. Therefore, we must remember that when we encounter sorrows, setbacks, and failures, they are hardships that we must traverse. This is karma. The sin we sow can only be dispelled by reaping a painful consequence. There is no alternative. Of course, we should never doubt the justice and mercy of the greatest creator. Absolutely beautiful things can only be enjoyed by the absolute life. Absolutely beautiful things are boundless and endless, and when we want to enjoy these unending and boundlessly beautiful things, we should focus on examining our lives and ask ourselves, is mine an absolutely beautiful life? If not, we should focus our self-refinery and self-improvement on improving our quality of life, rather than on absolutely beautiful things. When our quality of life reaches the absolutely beautiful realm, then absolutely beautiful things will come to us. Let us bear all the miseries, frustration, and suffering with delight and march firmly toward the perfection and beautification of life. Merits and mistakes cannot be offset. The will of the greatest creator is reflected by the laws and rules of nature. Let us strictly follow these rules and laws of nature and trek and climb, step by step, to the highest realm of life.
上帝在哪里？如何敬畏上帝？
Where is and how do we revere the greatest creator? Xiefeng, August 12011. Translated by Transin and edited by Care. The greatest creator is the most mysterious, most holy, most incredible, and most supreme supernatural entity in existence. But where is the greatest creator? The universe is big beyond our imagination. Our Earth universe alone contains 3,000 great worlds, each of which contains 3,000 medium worlds. Each of those contain 3,000 small worlds, and this Earth universe is just a speck of dust in a much greater universe. This universe has 20 parallel worlds within 36-dimensional space. Where does the greatest creator reside in such a vast universe? The matter of the greatest creator is in the zero world of the 36-dimensional space. And the zero world is the node, the 0 point that consists of the 20 parallel worlds, namely the 0 point of the geometric XYZ number axis. This 0 point connects with the 20 parallel worlds and is the command center of the universe as our brains and central nervous systems are to our bodies. Everything in the universe is a manifestation of the consciousness of the greatest creator, which is Tao. It is like everything created on the earth is a manifestation of human consciousness except for the natural material. The constitutional law is the embodiment of the collective consciousness of all people. It can be said that human consciousness is the constitutional law. Tao is the spirit of the greatest creator, and all things run in Tao and are ultimately dominated by it. Therefore, all things are of the spirit of the greatest creator. That is, all things have spirit. Thus, we conclude that the matter of the greatest creator is in the zero world, but the spirit of the greatest creator is in all things, just as Chinese President Hu Jintao's body is in Zhongnanhai in Beijing, but his reach extends throughout China. Since the matter of the greatest creator is in the zero world, then we can never see the true face of the greatest creator, because we can never reach the zero world. Since we can never see the true face of the greatest creator, then how can we feel the presence of and know the will of the greatest creator? We can know and understand it by the things we hear, see, taste, smell, touch, feel, and experience around us. Since the spirit of the greatest creator is in all things throughout the universe, then all things contain the will of the greatest creator. We can know and experience the greatest creator and learn the will of the greatest creator through all things in the universe. This means that all things are the discourse of the greatest creator, and all the changes we sense are the monologue of the greatest creator within us. From things changing, we can know what the greatest creator wants us to do and how we must do it. For instance, a healthy person with a headache is not a normal situation. They are either overstressed by thinking, have high blood pressure or fever, or something similar. The headache would clearly indicate a need to change their daily diet and lifestyle, or a normal physiological order would not be maintained. Another example is that when phenomena such as droughts, floods, plagues, earthquakes, and extreme temperatures become frequent occurrences, something is clearly wrong with our production and lifestyle. The greatest creator clearly informs us that we need to change our lifestyle or face even greater disasters and catastrophes. It is as if a country or region experiences frequent riots and hunger. That would indicate a problem with the management of the area and that the management mode needs to be changed, or it will lead to vicious cycles until the regime is overthrown. It is the same with a family. Frequent quarrels would show that something is wrong with the survival order of the family, and it is time to dissolve it. Were this phenomenon to occur in most families around the globe, something would be wrong with the survival mode and lifestyle of the family system, and it would need to be broken up, or people's pains and troubles would never end and would lead to self-destruction. The greatest creator is everywhere. I see the greatest creator everywhere and all the time, from the changing weather, the blooming flowers, the mature fruits, the moving of bees' nests, the bellies of pregnant women, the wedding nights, the gurgling water, and the texture of shells from my own eyes, witnessing the transformations through time. As long as we open our spiritual perception, we can see the greatest creator everywhere and at any time. This leads to an appalling question: how can we revere the greatest creator? Reverence of the greatest creator is not a concept that can be taken as a pet phrase. We need to revere the greatest creator in our daily words and deeds in a concrete manner. Revering all things is to revere the greatest creator. When I am faced with a stem of grass, an insect, a thing, or a person, I can see the greatest creator looking right back at me through it, or him or her. If I react correctly, I will go to heaven, but if I react incorrectly, I will go to hell. From this, I find a law. If a person shows their sincere, kind, beautiful, loving, faithful, and honest consciousness to all things, they will develop to betterment and go to heaven. If not, they will have ugliness and go to hell. Readers can decide whether my conclusion above is true or not, but I do not believe that you will come up with any other conclusion.
走上帝之道者都有一个美好未来。
All those who follow the way of the greatest creator will have a wonderful future. 说风 February 12, 2011. As the messenger of the greatest creator, I can offer you the most reliable guarantee that all those who follow the way of the greatest creator will secure a wonderful future and will enjoy the infinite pleasure of life in the kingdom of the greatest creator. The long-enduring Life-Echanuan era, 1,000-year world, 10,000-year world, the Elysium world and its celestial island continent. This is the unchangeable law. The combination of sperms and eggs gives birth to the carrier of life. The combination of seeds with suitable soil will make the seeds germinate, grow, flower, and bear fruits. The South Pole and North Pole of magnets are attracted to each other. The simultaneous intake of vitamin C and shrimps will cause the formation of arsenic in the body and make a person die of bleeding. Velocity multiplied by time is the distance covered. If an object reaches a speed of 11.2 kilometers per second, it can escape the gravitation force of the Earth, and if it reaches a speed of 16.7 kilometers per second, it can fly out of the solar system. The still water without the infusion of running water will stink from putridity and eventually dries up. The reaction between copper oxide and dilute sulfuric acid will result in copper sulfate and water. In Euclidean geometry, the angles of a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. On the Earth, one will return to the starting point if he keeps going forward by following a certain longitude or latitude. Water will turn into ice at 0 degrees Celsius. These and many other laws are necessary rules to be obeyed. We will reach any place that our footsteps guide us to. If we break laws, we may end up in prison. In autumn, we will harvest what we have sowed in the fertile soil in spring. According to the principle of gravity and attraction, kind actions and kind ideas will beget good results, while evil actions and evil intentions will incur evil consequences. If you chase the sun, you can escape from darkness. If you chase darkness, you can hardly see light. A man is known by his friends. He who is unjust is doomed to destruction. One will get intoxicated if he drinks too much, and will have a bulging stomach if he eats too much. A mountain dweller knows well the twittering of birds, and a fisherman has a good knowledge of fishes. Worship Buddha, and you will acquire the Buddhahood. Seek the way of immortality, and you will attain the spiritual state of a celestial being. The buildup of quantitative changes will result in qualitative changes once the critical point is surpassed. For anything, emergence and disappearance and life and death exist in unity of opposites. Each flower is a Bodhi, and each grain of sand reflects a world. The universe is holographic. The two poles are communicable and convertible. Things will develop in the opposite direction if they become extreme. Gazing for long impairs blood. Lying for long impairs qi. Sitting for long impairs muscles. Standing for long impairs bone. And walking for long impairs tendons. A benevolent person is kind in words, actions, and look. If a person performs 3 deeds of kindness every day, he will be granted blessing by the heaven in 3 years. A ferocious and evil person is wicked in words, actions, and look. If a person performs 3 deeds of unkindness every day, he will be dealt disaster by the heaven in 3 years. All these and many others are necessary rules not to be violated. It is an inevitable and necessary law and principle that those who follow the way of the greatest creator will all enjoy a beautiful future. The greatest creator reigns supreme in the universe. The greatest creator is the omnipotent boss of the universe. People who comply to the will of the greatest creator and do things in accordance with the will of the greatest creator will surely win the blessing and favor of the greatest creator. If the son asks for steamed bun, the Father will not give him the stone. If we obey the greatest creator will grant us special rewards. The greatest creator is eternal. If we follow the way of the greatest creator, we will also become eternal. The greatest creator is the source of wisdom and the birthplace of life. If we follow the way of the greatest creator, we can obtain wisdom and new life. The greatest creator is love and truth. So if we follow the way of the greatest creator, we can win love and find truth. In the universe, there are 36-dimensional space, 20 parallel worlds, and heaven and hell. If we obey the greatest creator and follow the way of the greatest creator will certainly arrange us in the most beautiful space and world. The greatest creator will absolutely not assign good thing to rebels and bad things to obedient people. If good things are assigned to rebels and bad things to the obedient people, then where are justice and laws in the world? As a result, there would be no relations between cause and effect, and everything will be put upside down. Actually, everything is in good order. Therefore, we will surely have a wonderful future if we hold the greatest creator in awe and respect, conform to the greatest creator, believe in the greatest creator, and follow the way of the greatest creator. Tathagata just tells us truth and does not tell lies. Jesus Christ, Buddha Sakyamuni, and celestial being Lao Tzu are all Tathagata. They will not cheat us, and they can see no need to cheat us. Put in a nutshell, their teachings and instructions just tell us to follow the way of the greatest creator. Follow the way of the greatest creator, and we can enter the kingdom of the greatest creator, the Elysium world, and we can attain immortality. According to the values of Life Genuine, those who follow the way of the greatest creator will have their future in 1,000-year world, 10,000-year world, Elysium world, and its celestial island continent. All are inevitable. You can become what you believe in. You will achieve corresponding results from the way you take. The brightest, the easiest, the most direct, and the most beneficial way in the world is the way of the greatest creator. The most nutritious thing in the world is mother's milk. The best way in the world to obtain the most beautiful future is the way of the greatest creator.
走上帝之道者的人生顺利美好。
Those who follow the way of the greatest creator will have a wonderful and successful life. Xiefeng. February 13, 2011. There is a kind of life which is free of care and worry for food and clothing, rich in care and love, healthy in body, and successful in all things. There is a kind of life which is beset with troubles and worries, plagued with miseries and pains, devoid of care and love, and fraught with twists and turns. There is yet another kind of life which alternates between brightness and darkness, rise and fall, happiness and worries, and adversity and favorable circumstances. Why? Is life a matter of predestination? What has caused the differences, the times, the society, friends and relatives, the nature, or any other factor? My understanding is that whether one has a good life or not is determined by the course of life he takes. To get the resources for life, some people depend on their own hard work, some people on other people's hard work like parasites, some people resort to blackmail and exploitation, some people engage in corruption and theft, and some people sail under false colors. The different way one makes use of to get resources leads to a different course of life, a different reel of experience, a different outcome, and of course a different life. Of the infinitely diverging roads of life, which is the best? My belief is that the best road of life is the way of the greatest creator. To have a successful and wonderful life, one has to follow the way of the greatest creator. In another word, following the way of the greatest creator is the most reliable guarantee for a smooth and wonderful life. No other road can bring so much happiness and blessing to man as the way of the greatest creator. Is this really the case? We can observe, experience, practice, and validate by ourselves. My conclusion is, if a person has enjoyed a successful and wonderful life, then most certainly he has been following the way of the greatest creator all his life. If a person's life is mixed with happiness and grief and characterized by dramatic fluctuations, then he has been following the way of the greatest creator but has sometimes strayed away from it. If a person's life is fraught with troubles and twists and turns, then it can be said most surely that he has never followed but has deviated the way of the greatest creator. Is there any theory to substantiate the above conclusion of mine? I am trying to prove the conclusion with the several connotations of the way of the greatest creator. Just see for yourself whether there is sense behind my reasoning. One important connotation of the way of the greatest creator is the compliance with nature without any forced actions. He will have a successful and wonderful life if in his life a person takes things as they are, associates with others by following the predestined relations, act in accordance with his nature, and takes advantage of the opportunities as they arise, never forcing anything upon anybody and never imposing on himself or others. Accept whatever comes your way and let go of those that have set their minds on leaving. You do not overdo your pursuit, and yet do not give up your endeavor. Have peaches when peaches come your way, and have apricots if apricots come your way. Do not reach for what is beyond your grasp. Do not have a sense of inferiority. Do not indulge in extravagance and dissipation. Do not lead a lazy life. In this way, you can have a wonderful and smooth life free of great fluctuations and frustrations. The second content of the way of the greatest creator is non-action, no contention, and no ego. One should not be arrogant even if he can afford the 5-star hotel, and should not feel inferior if he has only a thatched hut to live in. One should feel grateful for the delicacies he has, but should also be content with simple meals. One should never contend with anybody for anything, and does not reject what is duly his. One should let go of anything that is not duly his. One should not deliberately plan and scheme to obtain anything. One should be satisfied and content with what others are not content and satisfied with. One should never be insatiably greedy. Just take a small ladle of water from a huge river. Do not act like a hog. Do not angle for fame and wealth and rank. Be contented to a poor life and devote to spiritual fulfillment. Always consider others' interests before one's own. In this way, one will not suffer setbacks and adversities. The third content of the way of the greatest creator is love. A person will not incur grudge and resentment and will certainly enjoy a smooth and wonderful life if he contributes instead of demanding things from others, if he sets his mind on other people's joy, happiness, freedom, and blessing instead of creating trouble and shackles for others, suppressing and controlling others, seizing what others are interested in, restricting others' freedom, bullying and cheating others, comparing and haggling with others, and maltreating and killing life, and if he treasures all living beings, respects all living beings, does not stand in other people's way, and is willing to sacrifice himself for the sake of others. The fourth content of the way of the greatest creator is faith. Jesus Christ is the Son and Messenger of the greatest creator, who conveys to us the information and will from the greatest creator. Jesus teaches us that we need only pursue the access to the kingdom of the greatest creator and follow the way of the greatest creator, and that we need not worry about tomorrow and the future and need not worry about all aspects of our life, because the greatest creator will provide us everything that we need and has made all arrangement for us. As long as we embrace this faith, we will have a smooth, safe, and successful life. The way of the greatest creator has 8 major connotations, of which the above 4 contents are enough to secure us a successful and wonderful life. We should stick to faith, love, no ego, no contention, non-action, compliance to nature, and no employment of force. Our life will teem with troubles, miseries, worries, fears, and frustrations and twists and turns if we lack faith and love, if we engage in action and contention, if we are selfish and do not follow the law of nature but force our will on nature. How do you think, dear readers? Is there any sense in what I have said? If it makes sense, then adjust your thinking and consciousness immediately and unswervingly follow the way of the greatest creator.
上帝王国介绍
An introduction to the kingdom of the greatest creator. Dayform Buddha. December 14th, 2022. Translated by Chinyu and edited by Peter. Christ Jesus told us, "So do not worry, saying, 'What shall we eat?' Or 'What shall we drink?' Or 'What shall we wear?' For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6 verses 31 to 33. More than 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ told the world, "Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand." Matthew 4 verse 17. Today, Dayform Buddha has told the world, "The kingdom of the greatest creator has appeared on the earth. You should leave everything behind. Find the kingdom of the greatest creator and become a citizen of the kingdom of the greatest creator first." Where is the kingdom of the greatest creator? The kingdom of the greatest creator is in the land of freedom, where everyone enjoys the 8 rights of freedom: the rights of survival, creation, migration, speech, the individual, thought, learning, and refusal. The place where the greatest creator's will is unimpeded is the kingdom of the greatest creator. The supreme authority of the kingdom of the greatest creator is the greatest creator. The highest constitution is the way of the greatest creator, the Tao, and the highest law is the 800 values for human beings. In the kingdom of the greatest creator, there are no churches, Buddhist temples, or Taoism.